thing. If we actually reveal things that we're terrified of, we know sooner or later they're going to put us in a pit with it. So we kind of try to keep some of it a little closer to the chest, you know?
And the really dangerous stuff, the thing is that you're not going to know until it's too late that it was really dangerous, so why worry about it?
After the spider thing, I changed my answer to what I'm afraid of to French bulldog puppies and chocolate. Just so you know.
Nice.
Yeah. I just get weird thinking about it.
So what are the French bulldog puppy myths to explore?
Wow.
Oh, French bulldogs
Actually,
can't swim.
chocolate French
Yeah.
bulldog puppy mints.
They're gas. I don't know.
So I have a question on research. You guys did one, I think last season or the season before, about the Lighthouse of Alexandria and the fire. How long does it take you to do something like that research-wise and actually crop it? Because you guys do it in a half an hour, you edit it down. How long does research take to actually establish the experiment?
It can take anywhere from a couple of weeks, a couple of days sometimes for really quick turnarounds to, on some stories, a couple of years. We spent 19 or 20 months trying to find a place that made lead thin enough to make a lead balloon out of.
Trying to find a 747 where we could, the Coletta era. I mean, that had been on the books since the inception of MythBusters. So.
Trying to find a train station that would let you experiment with the train suction.
Yes.
Yeah.
That took actually, I think, 3 or 4 years. Like they just kept it, they'd tack it about every 6 months and call around and everyone would say no. And, you know, we're still, there's a famous story about a race car, upside down race car. The Formula One racer has so much down pressure that you could actually, if you could drive it upside down, it would hug the ceiling. And of course, there's no reason to do this unless we do it full scale. Well, every time, you know, NASCAR builds a new high-energy wind tunnel, we're always wondering, what's the top speed? Is it? Oh, no, not quite. Because we need the wind tunnel to do it. We're not going to build a tunnel and take a Formula race car actually upside down. But,
No,
you know,
actually, I think that we have been researching that as well.
Oh, really?
If we can get a Formula One, we're making some phone calls. There's some rich guys out there that like the show. We're, you know,
Every year we get a little bit
try.
closer to that one.
yeah.
I think we might have to do that as a full team because that'll be
Yeah,
a serious arm
epic.
wrestling match.
That'll be
Well, how about the opposite? What have been the quickest ones to get done?
The quickest myth we ever did was poppy seed bagel drug testing. Jamie and I ate a poppy seed pound cake and a poppy seed muffin at 9:30 in the morning, and by 11 we tested positive for heroin. And we continued to test positive for heroin all the way until the next morning, the day that was no longer my birthday.
Who decides what myths you'll test? Is that your boss above you, or do you guys like have a?
It's a totally collaborative process, so we're all part of the process. This is the nexus. We have directors, Alice Dallow and Lauren, these guys, and it's totally collaborative. You know, we want to test something, we jump at it, we claw for it, we come up with ideas of way we want to do it if it doesn't seem like it's possible.
How often do you guys get your myths that you want to test rejected because they're too dangerous or expensive?
We don't ever get anything
Almost
rejected
never.
because it's too dangerous.
Yeah, not because it's too dangerous, but for example, Gorn Cannon, we were pitching for years, and finally, just last year, we were able to do it. But they're like, this Captain Kirk builds this, you know, cannon with bamboo and homemade gunpowder, and they're just like, no, we don't get it. Finally, they got it, and we got to make that one.
There is a way. We find a way almost on every possible thing.
Well, you made me cry with the smelly car. How dare you?
You cried. Scooping that pig-shaped pile of hairy, bony pudding out of that car was one of the worst things I have ever done.
Somebody bought it, right?
Somebody bought it. They took the engine out and put it in another car and probably were like, oh, crap. It still smells like crap.
There's still wrenches that have been permeated with that smell that if you open a drawer in Jamie's shop, you can smell.
Actually, the cleaner we used on that is this enzymatic cleaner, which now everyone is using. Like my auto dealer uses it to clean out the car. And because I associate the enzymatic cleaner with the smell of rotting flesh, it makes me ill when I smell it. I've been ruined. But while we were filming that episode, Neil Smither, who's the guy that saw Pulp Fiction and saw his life's work before him and became the crime scene cleaner, we're like, I'm scooping out parts of this pig. And he goes, dude, I'll give you $5,000 you lick the snout of that pig right now. And he's Rich's creases, man. The guy was like, absolutely was good for it. And he's like, I don't mean no like, I mean like, And I looked at the pig and I looked at him and I was like, no way. And people later are like, oh, I would have done it. But no, you wouldn't.
So you guys have done pirates, you've done ninjas. Is steampunk ever in the works?
Give us a good myth,
Yeah.
and we're on it.
Absolutely. I'm sure Dr. Gortbort's lab was going to cough up something we can test soon.
Steam-powered robots.
Actually, yeah, didn't Jamie didn't you have a steam-powered bicycle
We,
idea?
Well, yeah, I mean, we love steam, so.
awesome.
By all means, did you see our steam-powered machine gun?
Oh,
Yeah.
You know,
This actually-
we could do all sorts of stuff
We
with
could,
steam.
that'd be great.
And I love corsets, so hey.
There's on that steam-powered machine gun, we had tested it all with compressed air up until the time when we'd finished the boiler arrangement. And there was this moment with Jamie and I where we fired it up and started pumping the steam in instead of compressed air. We'd been running it on compressed air for like 2 weeks at that point in testing phases. But once the steam went in, both Jamie and I instantly got it. We're like, oh my God, I really didn't physically, viscerally understand the power of steam until this second. We looked at each other and we're like, uh-huh.
Well, with a lot of the stuff that we do also, it's become, at least for me personally, a recurring interest of trying to make these destructive things do work. You know, I mean, you don't often see high explosives put to some specific non-destructive task. And steam is one of those things that can either be extremely dangerous and destructive, or it can do very nice, very powerful, controllable things. So that's high on my list of things to play with.
It's also really good for your skin.
So one other, you guys have the fire department out a lot. You guys have the fire marshal there, and was there anything outside you guys have to have them there? Have you guys ever gotten in trouble with the city?
Yeah, what?
No,
What is the worst
no.
story?
Yeah, we love the city of
One
San
time,
Francisco.
the fire chief came to our shop, and it was right after we were doing, we were trying to make a jet engine out of, it was a propane and
A vacuum cleaner, a
engine.
sifter.
And I was playing with propane, and I ignited it. I didn't have any safety gear. And he walked into the shop while we were in this meeting, and he's like, "Which one of you's Tori?" And I like wanted to jump under
Points
the
at
desk.
Grant.
That guy. Yeah, so there have been times. Tell about the rocket.
Well, yeah, when we were first doing the Civil War rocket, we test fired our nitrous oxide rocket with a wax core. And we put we had a full truck container bunker in the shop, and it worked so well. It set fire to like,
The ceiling.
they're just
the
kind of
doors
like,
open, yeah.
we really messed that one up, and they were very pissed off. And actually, we've mended their relationship. They now know we call them for everything. This is the very beginning of the show. We didn't realize it was going to be as bad as it was.
Right.
We'd have to be putting out things on the walls,
Or that they would be watching.
or that they would be watching.
And OSHA comes to find us now, and we
Really?
get regular inspections.
Yeah, they TiVo'd the show and, looked for the street address, and they tracked us down as a result of that Confederate rocket.
Or they also, the other one that got them was the methane soap bubble snake that we, bubbled up methane into a big
yeah.
snake and then lit it on fire. And we got the same thing. Some guy just walked in and tore us a new one for doing that.
What's the most damage you've done to the shop?
Oh, I think it was that Civil War rocket.
Yeah.
That
Pretty
we
much
melted
singed.
like
You
half a
come into the
dozen.
shop and you see the ceiling, and there's still black
Yeah,
marks.
but
I mean,
that
it
was
singed the whole shop.
cleanupable. What about when Grant shot the grappling hook through the wall into the neighbor's shop? Can you imagine being our neighbor and just like a grappling hook?
Our neighbors are not happy
Sorry!
with us.
Yes. Does that violate the lease?
Yeah, there's a hole about
Maybe
this
we
big
should change
besides
the
the
subject.
baseball.